Welcome back to Cal Park Bros. Jason and I are fresh off the segment regarding critical race theory bingo. I actually think that is a very good episode title. That's lead
Uh,
right now.
I I know one thing from that segment that we're not gonna use for the title of
Yeah.
the segment, but I'm not gonna go back into that 'cause I've had enough laughter so far, so I'm let it go.
Hashtag better not bring your kids.
Well,
Yeah,
I
too. That too. Uh,
yeah, I don't know if your kids listen to this episode, our show, but I'll tell you that if they do,
yeah, my parenting methodology might be a little bit different than some, but I consider that to be a win in my column. Sorry. In this segment, we're going to be talking about the Burger King sign that went viral, and really, we're going to be talking about, if you really think about it, it has very little to do with the fact that it happened at Burger King. Um, we all quit. Burger King staff leaves note to management on store sign. A Burger King sign has gone viral after employees of one of the chain's restaurants left a notice to management that they were all quitting, according to Today Digital. Rachel Flores began working at a location in Lincoln, Nebraska in August and was promoted to general manager just a few months later after the departure of a previous manager. Now, Flores has worked in restaurants before, including other Burger Kings, and she was familiar with the environment. But she was unprepared for the behavior she experienced from upper management, she told Today. The sign read, "We all quit. Sorry for the inconvenience." Read a message posted on the sign outside the restaurant after Flores and at least six other employees decided to put in their 2 weeks' notice. Flores says she experienced months of issues, including short staffing, managerial turnover, and hectic work conditions. We had just gotten really tired of upper management and them not coming to help and not caring about the employees, Flores told Today. As I became general manager, it got crazy. I had multiple different bosses. Flores and several other employees put in their 2 weeks' notice to management at the end of June, she said. Flores alleges that on several occasions she would go in to work a shift that was meant for 5 to 7 people, only to find two or three working that day. She said there were many days when work conditions were unsafe for employees who were left to work in dangerously hot temperatures without air conditioning. This was causing a lot of issues with employees. They were getting dehydrated, Flores continued. That took about 3 or 4 weeks to get fixed. One of the days I was extremely delirious. I was very dehydrated. Flores said that when she told her direct boss and other upper management about her experience, she was accused of making excuses and being dishonest and received comments like, "You're being a baby," Today reported. Now, this viral sign at the Burger King was several employees helped her out with that, but it was Flores who was ultimately fired for the viral note just days before she had planned to leave. It's unclear whether any other employees were fired. Now, much like some of the other topics like baseball that I feel like Jason is like dragging me to talk about on Cal Park Bros. I feel like I had to drag Jason in to talk about this one. Um, Jason, I've definitely had my own experience working in the food service industry. It's actually how I paid my fraternity dues when I worked at Illinois State Campus Dining. Um, have you worked in the food service industry before?
yes, absolutely. Just like yourself, one of actually my very first job, excuse me, second job, first job as an adult technically was working in the campus dining. Yeah, quote air quotes. Was working in the campus dining at Southern Illinois University at Carbondale while I was a student there, freshman year. So that was my first experience of adult work, and actually, I think about my first ever job was working at Judge Red Derby Inn in Blue Island, Illinois. If you remember that, I was a busboy. So definitely have plenty of roots in food service. Most recently, working at a local or national sit down restaurant chain as a host. So definitely several types of experience working in the food service, other in the hospitality industry as well. Um, so I have to say, in all those food service jobs I've had, none of them have really been in any kind of bad conditions or anything like that. That AC was always working, didn't have poor management, nothing like that. Now I've had other employment in other industries where I've had horrible management, and I will say that when it comes to management, that can totally ruin the experience for the employees that work there. Again, I'm not gonna name companies or anything, but the place I worked at the time I'm mentioning, it was a brand new job that I had taken on. I hadn't worked in this industry before, but the new job, it was me and 8 other employees and then the actual, like, store manager. One thing I learned very quickly on day 1 of being there was everybody hated the manager, hated him, and that showed itself very quickly about why they didn't. To me, I'm like, "Okay, I can see why easily why people don't like him," and it makes for a horrible experience of working there, and be honest with you, I only lasted there 2 weeks before I'm like, "I can't handle this," because it was like a toxic environment, it was just not fun. So I actually wound up leaving there without an actual job to replace it, because I just couldn't. I was done. I couldn't do that. And what the fun thing about it is, the next job I actually got was a role in the exact same industry with a different company. So doing the same job, same type of thing, different environment, I completely loved it. Totally. Because the manager wasn't an idiot. He wasn't a jerk. People actually liked working there. People liked the manager. So I definitely get that from, Flores's experience when it comes to the management above her. Just not really, she wasn't feeling it. So I get that completely. So I feel her that on that aspect. Again, obviously it's not food service, but still I get it. What about you? Have you ever experienced anything like that when you're working in food service at all? Bad management, bad conditions, no matter what they may be, climate control or otherwise?
Oh yeah, I've definitely had situations where the upper management was either absent. Um, I drove a pizza truck one summer when I was in normal, and
Really?
yeah, and the management structure was so poor that they literally ended up shutting down that pizza joint. So the employees didn't feel supported, and they basically said, "Fuck it, we're out." And in any of my uh, food service, you know, experiences, that was the worst. Where I just felt like, okay, like the product is good, the management is leaving something to be desired. But I've never had a situation where I ain't have no damn air conditioning during the summer. And I definitely never had a situation where if I did bring up an issue to management, they tried to make me feel like I was the crazy one. I've had it happen in other scenarios, my professional experience, but not during the food service experience. I really feel like this story has very little to do with Burger King, actually. Like, it just so happens that it happened at a Burger King. This shit could have happened at Mickey D's, fucking Hardee's, you name it. It's really about, and if you think about it, it really addresses also some of the hiring shortages that we're dealing with, not just in food service and your casual restaurants, but just places in general. People are so quick to blame the unemployment money, that extra unemployment money. And yeah, maybe that was part of some of it, but a lot of this is, why the fuck is it okay for any place that has hot ass ovens like that to take a month to fix the air conditioning? Like, objectively, even if she's exaggerating by 2 weeks, fuck that. My black ass would not be cool with that in the slightest. I'm not cool with the air conditioning just not being turned on hot, cool enough in my own residential situation. I can imagine sweating my ass off for less than $15 an hour. And
Although maybe they're making more than 15 bucks an hour these days, man. You never know.
well, they should have gotten a fucking contractor to work on that AC that probably makes more than $15 an hour too, because that's unacceptable. I feel like we're at a breaking point in society where it's like, guys, they are not going to work themselves to the fucking nub for you. So you're going to have to come up with a scenario to foster an environment where people actually want to show up for you every day. It's not really about this restaurant. It's about culture, and the culture of, well, the worker is just supposed to show up and be fucking grateful. And how dare you advocate for yourself or your coworkers about these deplorable conditions? That's where they really fucked up.
Yeah, there's somebody that follows me on Snapchat, and I was talking with them about they work at a bar, and which isn't food service, but still somewhat
It's food
hospitality. But they
service
work at
adjacent.
is that your new thing now? Adjacent and bingo. But they were mentioning that their boss refuses to get air conditioning for the building, and I'm like, what? And I just couldn't process the fact that why, as a business owner, not even just your employees, but in a place that actually has customers coming in, why would you not get AC for your building for them, your customers? I mean, and 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 just those out there, the bar I'm talking about, they're in Wisconsin. So,
Oh, well, that's helpful.
well, because you live there, but um, sarcasm. But but yeah, that just blew my mind. I was like, why, as a business owner, for your customers at least, why would you not want to get air conditioning for your building? I mean, it's an old building, so I'm sure it's probably costly to get it. But at the same time, wouldn't that help your business out to get more customers in? So I had to wonder, and obviously the person that I'm talking about didn't really know, couldn't answer this. How many customers are they pushing away because they don't get air conditioning in the summer in particular? I don't know if they have heat in the winter. I would freaking hope so. But what if they don't? Like who? Like would you, like, anybody listening? But I'm asking Terrence, would you want to go to any establishment that has zero climate control, whether it be summer or winter? No heat in the winter, no cool in the summer. Would you want to go there?
I mean,
Would your family want to go there? Would anybody you know want to go there? Again, no matter what business it is, be it bar, restaurant, toy store, community chest, museum, whatever. Would you want to go there if they had zero climate control? No. But it blows me away that some people are like that. So now for a national company that probably has plenty of funding to get that taken care of ASAP, yeah, that is ridiculous very much. Um, yeah, not to keep just harping on the AC, but again, combine that with all the other issues that Flores mentioned.
all right. Can you hear me? You brought
You
up,
see my thumbs up?
yeah, you brought up the part about a national company being able
I
to
did.
finance that. I mean, whether this is a big, corporate deal or mom and pop, you got to be able to figure out. Yes, because having the customer is important. Yes. But if you don't have the personnel to take care of the customer and you can't keep personnel, then you're not going to have a customer.
Well, I guess that goes into why can't you keep employees, which may go back to our, like you said, the unemployment benefit situation in this country. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
We talked about it on our show in the previous episode. So
yeah, I maintain it is not the plight of employee X to be potentially guilted into taking less money. That's a hill I'm willing to die on. I don't give a fuck what industry we're talking about. We could be talking about restaurants. We could talk about, um, civil service. We could be talking about the military. If the money ain't right, then you got to figure out why the money ain't right.
keep it right, keep it tight.
Yeah. Any more thoughts?
I have several. But yeah, I definitely agree that businesses definitely need to look at what's best for their employees. Because again, if you have happy employees, you might have happy customers. But if you have unhappy employees, eventually that's going to leak over here into customers. So overall, for a good business, keeping the employees happy and comfortable is important.
Yeah. I also think that as we reopen the economy, some of the infrastructure, I know the president is big on infrastructure right now, but I'm just thinking about infrastructure in general. If you went from having a place open 24 hours a day or whatever, or 365 days a year, and then magically all of a sudden it's been shut down, some of this equipment may not be up to snuff. So that's also going to be another thing to evaluate. It's like, okay, yeah, we need to be pushing college, but we also might need a few people in the trades as well. There's money to be had there as well. So just my final thoughts on that. Coolio. All right. That concludes segment 3 on the Burger King viral segment. Coming up next, we'll do our final thoughts for episode 14 on Cal Park Bros.